Part 6 of The Real Mother Goose. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. This reading by Allison Hester of Athens, Georgia. The Real Mother Goose by Anonymous. Section 6. Taffy. Taffy was a Welshman. Taffy was a thief. Taffy came to my house and stole a piece of beef. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy was not home. Taffy came to my house and stole a marrow bone. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy was not in. Taffy came to my house and stole a silver pin. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy was in bed. I took up the marrow bone and flung it at his head. End of Taffy. A thorn. I went to the wood and got it. I sat me down to look for it, and brought it home because I couldn't find it. End of a thorn. The robin. The north wind doth blow, and we shall have snow. And what will poor Robin do then? Poor thing! He'll sit in a barn, and keep himself warm, and hide his head under his wing. Poor thing! End of the robin. Young Roger and Dolly. Young Roger came tapping at Dolly's window. Thumpity, thumpity, thump. He asked for admittance. She answered him no. Frumpity, frumpity, frump. No, Roger, no. As you came, you may go. Stumpity, stumpity, stump. End of Young Roger and Dolly. The Old Woman of Harrow. There was an old woman of Harrow who visited in a wheelbarrow, and her servant before knocked loud at each door to announce the old woman of Harrow. End of the Old Woman of Harrow. The Piper and his Cow. There was a piper had a cow, and he had naught to give her. He pulled out his pipes and played her a tune, and bade the cow consider. The cow considered very well, and gave the piper a penny, and bade him play the other tune, Corn rigs are bonny. End of Piper and his Cow. The Man of Derby. A little old man of Derby, how do you think he served me? He took away my bread and cheese, and that is how he served me. End of The Man of Derby. The Coachman. Up at Piccadilly, oh, the coachman takes his stand, and when he meets a pretty girl, he takes her by the hand. Whip away forever, oh, drive away so clever, oh, all the way to Bristol, oh, he drives her four in hand. End of The Coachman. There was an old woman. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. She whipped them all soundly and put them to bed. End of There Was an Old Woman. The Little Mouse. I have seen you, little mouse, running all about the house. Through the hole your little eye, in the wainscot peeping sly, hoping soon some crumbs to steal, to make quite a hearty meal. Look before you venture out, see if pussy is about. If she's gone, you'll quickly run to the larder for some fun. Round about the dishes creep, taking into each a peep, to choose the daintiest that's there, spoiling things you do not care. End of The Little Mouse. The Old Woman of Surrey. There was an old woman in Surrey, who was morn, noon, and night in a hurry, called her husband a fool, drove the children to school, the worrying old woman of Surrey. End of The Old Woman of Surrey. Ding dong bell. Ding dong bell, pussy's in the well. Who put her in? Little Tommy Lin. Who pulled her out? Little Johnny Stout. What a naughty boy was that! to try to drown poor Pussy cat, who never did him any harm, but killed the mice in his father's barn. Ding dong bell. When I was a bachelor, I lived by myself, and all the bread and cheese I got I laid up on the shelf. The rats and the mice, they made such a strife, I was forced to go to London to buy me a wife. The streets were so bad, and the lanes were so narrow, I was forced to bring my wife home in a wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow broke, and my wife had a fall. Down came wheelbarrow, little wife and all. When. Boy and girl. There was a little boy and a little girl lived in an alley. Says the little boy to the little girl, "Shall I? Oh, shall I?" Says the little girl to the little boy, "What shall we do?" Says the little boy to the little girl, "I will kiss you." Boy and girl. London Bridge. London Bridge is broken down, dance over my Lady Lee. London Bridge is broken down, with a gay lady. How shall we build it up again? Dance over my Lady Lee. How shall we build it up again, with a gay lady? Build it up with silver and gold, dance over my Lady Lee. Build it up with silver and gold, with a gay lady. Silver and gold will be stole away, dance over my Lady Lee. Silver and gold will be stole away, with a gay lady. Build it up with iron and steel, dance over my Lady Lee. Build it up with iron and steel, with a gay lady. Iron and steel will bend and bow, dance over my Lady Lee. Iron and steel will bend and bow, with a gay lady. Build it up with wood and clay, dance over my Lady Lee. Build it up with wood and clay, with a gay lady. Wood and clay will wash away, dance over my Lady Lee. Wood and clay will wash away, with a gay lady. Build it up with stones so strong, dance over my Lady Lee. Huzza, 'twill last for ages long, with a gay lady. London Bridge. Sing, sing. Sing, sing, what shall I sing? Cat's run away with the pudding string. Do, do, what shall I do? The cat has bitten it quite in two. Sing, sing. March winds. March winds and April showers bring forth Mayflowers. March winds. Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns, hot cross buns, hot cross buns. If ye have no daughters, give them to your sons. Hot cross buns. The lost shoe. Doodle doodle doo, the princess lost her shoe. Her highness hopped, the fiddler stopped, not knowing what to do. The lost shoe. Hot codlins. There was a little woman, as I've been told, who was not very young nor very old. Now this little woman her living got by selling codlins, hot, hot, hot. Hot codlins. The balloon. What is the news of the day? Good neighbor, I pray. They say the balloon is gone up to the moon. The balloon. A cherry. As I went through the garden gap, who should I meet but Dick Redcap? A stick in his hand, a stone in his throat. If you tell me this riddle, I'll give you a groat. A cherry. The man of Tobago. There was an old man of Tobago who lived on rice, gruel, and sago, till much to his bliss, his physician said this: "To a leg, sir, of mutton you may go." The man of Tobago. Swan. Swan, swan, over the sea, swim, swan, swim. Swan, swan, back again. Well swum, swan. End of Swan. Three straws. Three straws on a staff would make a baby cry and laugh. End of Three straws. A sunshiny shower. A sunshiny shower won't last half an hour. End of A sunshiny shower. Christmas. Christmas is coming, the geese are getting fat. Please to put a penny in an old man's hat. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, God bless you. End of Christmas. The Farmer and the Raven. A farmer went trotting upon his gray mare, bumpity, bumpity, bump, with his daughter behind him, so rosy and fair, lumpity, lumpity, lump. A raven cried croak, and they all tumbled down, bumpity, bumpity, bump. The mare broke her knees, and the farmer his crown, lumpity, lumpity, lump. The mischievous raven flew laughing away, bumpity, bumpity, bump, and vowed he would serve them the same the next day, lumpity, lumpity, lump. End of The Farmer and the Raven. The death and burial of poor Cock Robin. Who killed Cock Robin? I, said the sparrow, with my bow and arrow. I killed Cock Robin. Who saw him die? I, said the fly, with my little eye. I saw him die. Who caught his blood? I, said the fish, with my little dish. I caught his blood. Who'll make his shroud? I, said the beetle, with my thread and needle. I'll make his shroud. Who'll carry the torch? I, said the linnet. I'll come in a minute. I'll carry the torch. Who'll be the clerk? I, said the lark. If it's not in the dark, I'll be the clerk. Who'll dig his grave? I, said the owl. With my spade and trowel, I'll dig his grave. Who'll be the parson? I, said the rook. With my little book, I'll be the parson. Who'll be the chief mourner? I, said the dove. I'll mourn for my love. I'll be chief mourner. Who'll sing a psalm? I, said the thrush. As I sit in a bush, I'll sing a psalm. Who'll carry the coffin? I, said the kite. If it's not in the night, I'll carry the coffin. Who'll toll the bell? I, said the bull. Because I can pull, I'll toll the bell. All the birds of the air fell sighing and sobbing when they heard the bell toll for poor Cock Robin. End of The Death and Burial of Poor Cock Robin. Willie Boy. Willie boy, where are you going? I will go with you, if that I may. I'm going to the meadow to see them a-mowing. I'm going to help them to make the hay. End of Willie Boy. Polly and Sukey. Polly, put the kettle on. Polly, put the kettle on. Polly, put the kettle on, and let's drink tea. Sukey, take it off again. Sukey, take it off again. Sukey, take it off again. They're all gone away. End of Polly and Sukey. The Mouse and the Clock. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, and down he run. Hickory dickory dock. End of The Mouse and the Clock. Bobby Shaftoe. Bobby Shaftoe's gone to sea, with silver buckles on his knee. He'll come back and marry me. Pretty Bobby Shaftoe. Bobby Shaftoe's fat and fair, combing down his yellow hair. He's my love for evermore. Pretty Bobby Shaftoe. End of Bobby Shaftoe. The Bunch of Blue Ribbons. Oh dear, what can the matter be? Oh dear, what can the matter be? Oh dear, what can the matter be? Johnny's so long at the fair. He promised he'd buy me a bunch of blue ribbons. He promised he'd buy me a bunch of blue ribbons. He promised he'd buy me a bunch of blue ribbons to tie up my bonny brown hair. End of The Bunch of Blue Ribbons. Pussy cat by the fire. Pussy cat sits by the fire. How can she be fair? In walks the little dog. Says, Pussy, are you there? How do you do, Mistress Pussy? Mistress Pussy, how do you do? I thank you kindly, little dog. I fare as well as you. End of Pussy cat by the fire. When the snow is on the ground. The little robin grieves when the snow is on the ground, for the trees have no leaves, and no berries can be found. The air is cold, the worms are hid, for Robin, hear what can be done. Let's strew around some crumbs of bread, and then he'll live till snow is gone. End of When the Snow is on the Ground. The Woman of Exeter. There dwelt an old woman at Exeter. When visitors came, it sore vexed her. So for fear they should eat, she locked up all her meat, the stingy old woman of Exeter. End of The Woman of Exeter. Sneezing. If you sneeze on Monday, you sneeze for danger. Sneeze on Tuesday, kiss a stranger. Sneeze on Wednesday, sneeze for a letter. Sneeze on Thursday, something better. Sneeze on a Friday, sneeze for sorrow. Sneeze on a Saturday, joy tomorrow. End of sneezing. End of part 6 and end of The Real Mother Goose. This has been a LibriVox recording by Allison Hester in March 2008.